Good morning, the Doors, Soul Kitchen. Jimmy just ran to the bathroom. What the hell, man?
He got super nervous.
He didn't get super nervous, you son of a bitch.
He got very, very nervous about the show and had to make a piddle.
Really? We have Colin Quinn coming in today, so...
That's why he was nervous.
I told Travis and Jimmy that the first episode of Cop Show is up. Did you see it yet?
No, I haven't gotten a chance to see it. I mean, I saw the very end as I came in just now, but that's all I've seen.
Yeah, so we decided to, take a look. I saw it last night, and I watched it again with Jim Norton and Travis. And man, he's got a great little web series on his hands. I shouldn't call it a great little web series. I don't mean
condescending.
I know I don't mean to belittle it. Certainly.
No, I know it's funny. It's funny. You watch a 10-minute show because the web is just a different thing, and it's like it just feels right. It works.
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
Yeah.
Very, very funny, and well done, professionally done. You could see that on regular TV. That's what's so weird about these projects going everywhere now.
Yeah, and it's really weird. It's almost like you don't have the pressure from a network. Well, we don't know if we want to go in that direction. They just kind of let Colin do what he wants on this. And,
yeah,
it's very funny because he likes, his thing is to just kind of deconstruct things.
Right. How do you explain Cop Show? I guess it's a look at making a cop show.
Yeah,
is the best way to put it. And Colin explaining the process.
Yeah, and he's like, there's like a woman who's doing some sort of she's questioning him, a French woman.
Yeah.
Who I guess is supposed to be doing a documentary on him or just getting information on him. And he's just an asshole.
Yes, he is.
He's just a fucking fool. And every time he has a moment to make a real explanation, it's just nonsense.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
In the way of Ricky Gervais in The Office a little bit. You know what I mean? He brings you into that uncomfortable zone.
Yeah.
You start going, ugh. But it's very good. The first episode I enjoyed immensely. It's called The Dream, guest starring Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Jerry's got a big part in Colin Quinn's first episode of Cop Show. And you could go to El Studio Presents, and you can watch it right now. El Studio Presents, on YouTube, I should say.
Oh, that's a YouTube thing. Okay, nice.
Is that how he's getting
it's on
it out
YouTube,
there?
but is El Studio a YouTube?
I mean, it's a YouTube channel. It's not YouTube has nothing to do with
okay.
it. No.
So where does Colin want everyone to go?
I think YouTube is fine. If you just look up Cop Show on YouTube, it's there. This is an official channel and everything.
Right. So maybe that's how he's distributing it, through YouTube.
I think there's a few
places.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So Colin's coming in about who knows? He'll walk in when he's ready.
Yeah, with his little roll or whatever he's dipping in his tea.
Yes.
Oh, it's creepy.
I love it.
He pours his tea on it.
I love it.
You can also, if it's easier, just go straight to lstudio.com.
Yeah, it's there.
lstudio.com. Okay. I think it's going to do very, very well.
Yeah, I do too.
I think Colin's got another hit on his hands.
He has some good guest stars.
Like who?
Just, I don't know.
I just got a little excited for somebody in studio. Are we talking about little Jimmy Norton?
Oh, I wouldn't call myself a guest star.
The Today Show would.
You bet they would. That girl was very cute, by the way. The French girl.
Yes, she was. Yeah, I guess she's just kind of doing an interview. She's on set for the day, I believe, is how they're playing it, and she's asking Colin Quinn all sorts of questions because I'm assuming Colin is a big TV star for this show, and she wants to get an interview for some kind of French magazine or French paper.
It's funny when he's walking through trying to talk to the crew. They're all waiting for him,
right? And
he's just a fucking a no charisma idiot. Hey, enjoy that bagel, buddy boy. Right. Oh, shut up! Really funny.
I like it a lot. So good for Colin. Colin should have been ranked a little higher on the list. 136 out of 141 on the Rolling Stones SNL cast list.
Yeah, Rolling Stone's never going to give him any love, though.
Right.
It's not surprising.
And then Norm Macdonald, 135, gave him a little more of a reaction. Did you play that on the pre-show again, Sammy?
I didn't play the reaction because it was 2 days ago, I think.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I wrote Colin. I said that made me laugh all fucking day that we reacted very differently to Norm's spot on the list than Colin's.
Yeah, we talked about it today.
We gave Colin some love, but it seemed like we gave Norm Macdonald a lot more love.
Well, with Colin, it was like, oh, that sucks. You shouldn't be there. And with Norm, it was like, this is lunacy. What's Norm doing that low?
I know, and then Colin calls us out on it. I mentioned Norm Macdonald because I don't know if anyone else was following Twitter last night and Norm Macdonald's feed.
Oh, yeah.
It became a huge thing, and it made all the papers, too. All of a sudden, I don't know. I'm trying to think around what time. It doesn't matter. But sometime in the evening, Norm Macdonald started tweeting about the SNL reunion. And step by step, behind the scenes stuff. It was a great read. And then he ends it with quite a week. And I'm thinking he's going to continue. He didn't continue. Why didn't he continue?
Aren't the rest of us? Wait, what did he say? Oh. And
he talked about Eddie Murphy, and that's what made all the papers today. Norm Macdonald had the idea of having Eddie Murphy play Bill Cosby.
Oh, was Bill Murray there or no?
Yeah, Bill Murray was there.
Yeah.
He sang the theme to Jaws.
Yeah, Cosby, and he said no to the Cosby bit.
Who?
Eddie.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what Norm Macdonald was tweeting about yesterday, explaining how it all went down. Saw Eddie Murphy, and then they went into his dressing room for at least an hour, and Eddie Murphy was laughing, thought it was a funny idea, but then in the end decided that he's not going to kick a man when he's down, and decided he wasn't going to play Bill Cosby in that skit. And then Norm Macdonald said something like, Eddie Murphy's the type of guy that just doesn't need laughs like the rest of us. So he passed on a huge laugh. He knew it would do very well, but he just didn't want to do it. So,
yeah, and I guess I get that. You're Eddie. You've idolized this guy, or he probably was very good to Eddie. But
right,
maybe if you have a personal relationship, it's different. But
yeah,
rape.
Where are the tweets? Could you go to the tweets about Eddie Murphy? I know there's a million.
Yeah,
trust me, I know that. But let's just go down to when Eddie Murphy arrives. Let's see. It's a little further down. Did you read these last night too, Sammy?
Of course, yeah.
Let's see. Keep going. It was about. It's the Chris Rock tweet because he was hanging with Chris Rock. Keep going. Yeah, see, he had so many tweets, it might be hard to go through all this, but the last, that was a interesting thing, too. The last anniversary was the 25th for SNL. Eddie did not attend due to a remark by David Spade. I did not know this.
Yeah, he had a beef with SNL because of a joke that David Spade did when he did the Hollywood Minute or whatever the Hollywood thing was that he did on Weekend Update.
Which was a great character, but they decided to get rid of that character because it was pissing off too many people or something?
I don't know exactly why they got rid of the character, but I do know that it was, I don't know what the joke was, but I do know he made an Eddie Murphy
I remember
joke.
the joke.
You do?
It was something to the effect of, there was something about a falling star. And I don't remember what it was, but the punchline was basically a falling star, and they showed Eddie Murphy's picture.
No kidding.
Like he was plummeting. I don't remember the exact joke, but that was the context. That was kind of the push of the joke. And I heard Eddie called David Spade.
Yeah. At
least this is what I heard. I heard this years ago.
Yeah.
And he's like, you motherfucker, you wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for me.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? That show was not doing well
right.
when our cast came on. So
yeah, Eddie Murphy, they say, saved the show early on. And then it allowed it to go on for forever after that point, after Eddie left. 30-some-odd years after Eddie Murphy left, they did very well for the most part.
Ewoc, do you know the exact joke? You were grabbing the mic.
No, I was going to say how they ended the David Spade bit on the show was Steve Martin got upset as well, and they had Steve Martin come out during Update, pull David out, and replace him, and then did the Hollywood Minute trashing David Spade. And that's how they ended the run as far as what David was doing.
So maybe they were having trouble getting people that they wanted as guests because they were trashing them. Well, that's kind of what the show is supposed to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, they take some pretty heavy shots in SNL. And shouldn't Eddie Murphy understand that?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Jimmy?
Well, if I was Eddie, I'd be pissed too. Like, it's not like Eddie asked for him to get fired. He just was mad at the joke, and he's like, "Fuck you, I'm not going to be a sir."
Right.
Because he figured the guy was trashing him. That would probably annoy me especially if I was Eddie on that show, and then some guy was like, "Say I'm a nobody." It'd probably annoy me.
But then he doesn't go on the show for forever because of David Spade and one joke,
or just because of that line. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. So
do we have that as a Q filing or no?
It was. I don't have the video, but it was. During the Hollywood Minute, David Spade goes, "Look, children, a falling star." And it was a picture of Eddie Murphy. And that was the joke.
Okay. Oh, that was the whole thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why he decided to go there, David Spade. Was there,
it's probably a bad movie. Maybe Eddie did a movie that got trashed or something.
But is there some history behind those two or something? And then what? Steve Martin got pissed off?
Yeah, from what I remember, Steve Martin wasn't happy because David used to take shots at him, too. So the big reveal was that... Steven walked out during the Update segment, kind of shoved David off the chair there and shoot him off, sat down, did the Hollywood Minute trashing David Spade, and that's how they ended that bit.
I would love to see it. You got it here? Possibly?
The Steve Martin one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess Steve Martin was hosting that day.
No, I think it was a surprise to the audience. He showed up to say his piece on
Just
it.
This was 15 years ago.
It was a happening.
Okay, let's do this. Here we go.
Here now with the Hollywood Minute is David Spade. David?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Nealon. Okay, here we go with what's happening in Hollywood. I watched Michael Jackson get interviewed by Oprah. I felt sorry for him because of his skin condition. So put 1 notch in the feel bad column and 10,000 in the weird guy column. It's called being normal. Look into it. Hi. I don't care what he says. I never touched the freak.
Picture of Brooke Shields.
Stevie Nicks at the inauguration. Look, if she gets any heavier, they're going to make her an honorary member of Heart. Riddick Bowe, Shannon Doherty. I'll pay for this fight. And Roger Clinton. I smell a Fredo. Stay out of the rowboat, Roger. And, of course, it's Oscar time. Guess what? I'm going to tell you the secret of the crying game. It's overrated. Shh, don't tell your friends. And speaking of crying...
Spike Lee's picture.
Tom Cruise. You want the truth, counselor? Okay, you're staying home Oscar night. And in other movie news, Addams Family 2 started shooting this week. I don't know why. I saw the first one, and guess what? Dun-dun-dun, it sucked. And Steve Martin. What about Leap of Faith? I was going to go see it, but I was sick that day.
That's him right there.
Thanks,
That's him right there.
Chip, we got it.
He's behind you.
Yeah.
That's him right there.
It's like a 20-year-old clip.
He's standing there with a drink. David Spade doesn't know it. That's him right there.
Okay, we got
That's him right there.
I'm not done with this guy yet. He has blonde hair in it. Am I supposed to buy that? His hair's been gray since 1974.
He's right there.
Who knows?
And he's probably turned into one of those guys that doesn't wear a tie now, right?
He's not wearing a tie.
Hey, I'm Matt Dillon. And he's, hang on,
touching
Kevin,
him.
I'm going here. And he's also, oh, you're hurting me.
Thanks for the tip, Kevin. You want to go now?
Yes, sir?
He just fucking threw him out of his spot. Fuck yeah. Give it to him.
Hi there. I'm a bitter, sad, sour young man who makes a career out of hassling people with real careers. It's called Your Last Hollywood Minute. Deal with it.
That was it?
That's it.
Thank you, Steve. It was about time. I'm Kevin Nealon, and that's news.
And was that the last one David Spade did?
Yeah.
Well,
That was fun. It was a funny bit though. Just shit on everybody.
yeah. The character's supposed to be really douchey and take some really hard hits.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty that, like, they end... Obviously, SNL completely approved of the bit. They put him on TV all the time. So
Right.
to end it, they're like, oh, look, we're getting rid of this asshole.
Right.
Then Steve Martin broke in.
Yeah. Thanks, Chip. I'm sorry for trying.
I don't know. The whole thing seems a little strange. You know, the character's supposed to be just way over the top like that. And then Eddie Murphy got upset. Eddie Murphy took his shots over the years. Come on.
Yep.
He beat the shit out of all sorts of people.
I'm sure Stevie Wonder wasn't always happy that
No
he was getting made
kidding.
fun of for being blind.
Absolutely.
No kidding. You take the shots like that, then you might have to take a couple punches, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But anyway, Norm Macdonald referenced this David Spade character as the reason why Eddie Murphy didn't do the show for a really, really long time. He really held a grudge over that. So On the weekend of the show, McDonald, this was some of the stuff he tweeted last night, still didn't know whether Murphy would do it, played the Cosby thing, so he spent an hour discussing things with Murphy in Murphy's discussion room. When it's over, I'm convinced he'll do it, McDonald said. He doesn't. In Murphy's place, current SNL cast member Kenan Thompson played Cosby. McDonald said that Murphy knew the laughs would bring the house down, as the star knows what will work on SNL better than anyone. But Murphy ultimately decided that laughs are not worth it. He will not kick a man when he's down. Eddie Murphy, I realize, is not like the rest of us. Eddie does not need the laughs. So there you go. That was last night, Norm Macdonald tweeting.
Yeah.
He tweeted about 100 tweets, and it was just awesome. Just walking everyone through the week.
Right.
That was the big reunion. Talking about getting the Jeopardy skit together and this and that, and hanging out with Paul McCartney. All of a sudden, Paul McCartney just walks in, and Norm Macdonald's with his son, and then there's a small circle of Norm, his son, Paul McCartney, and somebody else just chilling out.
I was there.
It was you?
Yep.
It was you, Chip?
Yep.
It wasn't.
And then Paul McCartney sits down, and he just starts... He plays 6 songs, and Norm Macdonald's like fucking freaking out. He pulls out his phone, he's filming a little bit, and everyone's cool with it. And then all of a sudden he says he gets a heavy hand on his shoulder, and it was security basically. I know you're Norm Macdonald, but that's fucking Paul McCartney, and I think it's time you stop filming. He didn't say any of that, but just the heavy hand said it all.
Yeah, that's
like
that.
I'm trying to be polite. You got enough footage. It's time to maybe turn the camera off. But said Paul McCartney was so down to earth, talking about his daughter being in fashion and talking about being a vegetarian, just having a regular, normal conversation with a group of people.
Right.
That's why you got to hire those security guys so you can be down to earth. Because when you want to say, put the fucking camera away, I'm Paul McCartney,
Right.
you have a guy that can put his hand on your shoulder.
Exactly.
Even though Norm is not going to release it, that's probably just to have at home. But yeah, you don't want some fucking rehearsal songs you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Released.
So it was a great read last night. Thank you to Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
We're trying to get him on the show, but he's just very hard to get. We had him once over the years. Would love to have him again.
He's LA, right?
I believe so. This guy's saying we got the whole David Spade thing wrong. Let's say hi to Anthony in New York. Anthony.
Hey, what's going on, bud?
What's up, man?
Listen, I got something for this. If you think about it, it's more of an apology the way that it was handled with Steve Martin. It's kind of like we're dissing this little fuck that made fun of us for all these years.
Right.
So the last second of it, we're going to diss him. It's like, we're really sorry if we fucked with you, but now we get to diss with him and throw him off the stage.
Right.
And that's our apology to all of you. They didn't make a big deal of it, but yet it's kind of like, we tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, like we're getting rid of, this asshole.
Yeah, I get all that. I'm confused. Did Steve Martin do that to defend Eddie Murphy, or did they use Steve Martin just to kill the bit because they felt like it ran its course?
I think Eddie Murphy was probably not the only celebrity that was pissed off at David Spade, so it was like Steve Martin was the voice of the pissed off celebrity, whether that's Eddie
Right.
Murphy or any of the other various people who were annoyed that they got made fun of.
And Lauren knows all these people, so the problem was he was probably hearing shit. That'd be like me doing a show, and the guy for my show is attacking you guys or fucking Colin or Keith, and then Keith's like, "What the fuck did it?" And then like as a person, I gotta go.
Right.
I don't know. That's his deal.
Lauren probably got a few phone calls and just like, all right, enough of this shit.
I kind of remember it being a popular character, and then it just disappeared quickly. They just got rid of it.
It was popular. I mean, people love watching other people get shit on. So.
Right. Travis, what do you got?
The David Spade thing with Eddie Murphy, like Lauren has said that he probably shouldn't have done that, but he made the call to do it.
Lauren?
Yeah, he said, I thought it was a clean hit, but Eddie didn't.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I don't like about the scenario is that they make, like, in their, like, kids of college, right, that they are kind of apologizing to everybody for it.
Yeah.
But they're also making David Spade out to be this asshole as if he just gets free reign to say whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, he probably didn't even write the joke.
Of course. He's playing a character. That wasn't David Spade.
Steve Martin broke into the facility and took over.
He should have been arrested, right, Chip?
Yup.
Easy, Chip. Easy, Chip.
All right, Anthony. Thanks for the phone call.
All right, guys.
All right, Tone.
Brandon in Kentucky. Brandon, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, man? I was just thinking about Joe Rogan always has a good line about Eddie Murphy and his line about Richard Pryor, what he called Richard Pryor about Bill Cosby when he was talking about him being hypocritical. And he said, Tell Bill to have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up. So that's what everybody needs to say to Eddie, I guess.
You think Eddie Murphy's being hypocritical?
Yeah, totally.
I feel like maybe a little bit, knowing that he's taking his hits.
But I don't think Eddie asked. I don't think anything asked for anything to happen. He probably just called David personally and was like, "Fuck you, dude."
Right.
Like if someone bashed me on TV, I'd probably want to go fuck you to them. You know, it's like
and not do the show anymore.
Well, I don't know if I'd do that, but I mean, if I was Eddie, maybe I would.
Yeah.
But it's not like Eddie was saying, like, "I want this guy off TV," or you know.
Yeah. How did it get out there where we all know about it?
Spade probably told people. There might have been other writers in the room.
Oh, okay.
Eddie Murphy's on the phone. Like you know what I mean? That might have just got out that way.
Yeah, I could understand Eddie Murphy being pissed in the end, and sure, calling David Spade, but then maybe that's where it should have just ended, and then somehow it got out to the public. And that's why we're discussing it, you know?
Eddie did the thing, like, you know, just person to person, like, hey, you know, called him up and
go fuck yourself.
And called him out on it.
Sure.
All right, Brandon,
you should have broken like Steve Martin did. Fucking kicked the door in.
I don't think you're picking up on
It's easy to get in. It's easy to get into SNL when they're taping live.
Yeah.
They should, you know, maybe take care of that.
Increase security a little bit, you think?
Yes.
Because Steve Martin broke in.
Let's say hi to Walter in Jersey. Walter.
What's up, guys?
Look at this.
Boisterous.
Look at this radio voice. My God.
Well, Walt.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm laid off, so I got time to call you guys in the morning.
Okay. What do you got?
Listen, Opie, I just posted on your Twitter, Jimmy Fallon and Jim Brewer were actually talking about the whole David Spade, Eddie Murphy thing, about whole back scenes and everything about that.
Oh, fuck. Does it add a little more to what we're discussing?
I missed the last call, but I think it does a little bit more. It's just, you know, Jim Brewer doing his voice and Eddie Murphy voice and all that shit. So,
what's your Twitter? Because I don't see it on my feed.
It's at NJ Croatian. It's Walt. Should be Walt Blasich.
Oh, okay. I see it. Yeah, right on. You just, all right. It's on my feed if you want to go there. I'll retweet you. How about that?
Whoa. Hey, that sounds
I
great.
am doing that right the fuck now.
Oh, you're the best, man.
It's Brewer talking about the Eddie Murphy situation, right? Because you don't explain anything. You just send me a link.
Well, I'm sorry.
I hate when you guys do that.
I got too excited. I did a better job than E-Rock finding shit.
Low blow. The kid's just in there in a horrible T-shirt, minding his beeswax.
You don't like his T-shirt today?
I don't know what it means now.
What's the T-shirt
What is
today?
Gallifrey, E-Rock?
Doctor Who shirt.
Doctor Who, Doctor question mark.
All right, I fixed up your link and I retweeted you there. So
sweet, man. How about a follow also? That'll make my life.
Whoa, look at this guy asking.
Let me see. Make sure you're not a hater. You know what? You got a pretty clean feed. There you go. I'm following you, buddy.
All right.
NJ Croatian. I encourage everyone to follow you, even though I haven't read any of your tweets, really. All right.
That's all right. All right, let's go, Mets. See you later.
What? Oh, yeah. Pitchers and catchers today, right? Spring training has officially begun.
Nice pitchers and catchers.
Get it?
Get
it?
Later, guys.
All right. Let me say hi to John in North Carolina. Hi, John.
Hey. This might be during that time frame, if you remember, when Eddie Murphy was in the spotlight for picking up a tranny.
Well, then David Spade could have really, had a good time.
Sure.
Then he played it real safe with that.
Yeah, things were a little different back then, so he might have been a little extra sensitive, and David Spade was able to just tee him up right there, or the writers, whoever did it.
Yeah, I would say if your star is legitimately falling, plus you're in the newspapers for picking up trannies, you might be prone to be more sensitive to jokes.
Sure.
How long was the tranny stage?
I don't remember. I just remember
that's why I said it, to be totally honest with you.
He said was, past tense.
Oh.
We got that chemistry, brother. That's why I said that. I would assume he still does the tranny thing if he ever did it. If he ever did it, then he's still doing it.
A man likes what he likes. Am I right, Jim?
Yep, you are. Yeah, I feel. I've never met Eddie. I would really like to meet him, and I'm interested if that's real. Like, does he like it, or is that just like a rumor or a one-time thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you could do something one time or legitimately have, you could also do something 1,500 times. But I mean, that was the only incident I heard of him doing it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, John.
But if it's true and that's what he's into, It's got to be so hard, again, for these Hollywood guys who are married and you have an image to uphold and you've been like a leading man and women like love you. And yet you got this other thing and it's like, so you can't address it.
Do you think Eddie Murphy has that other thing?
Don't know. I don't know him. Again, I have never spoken to him. I could talk to him probably for 2 minutes and
try to figure it out.
Well, yeah, if they came up.
Right.
Yeah, if I mention an obscure tranny name and he's like, yes, I know who she is.
Oh, okay. Then you would know.
You just sneak that in?
Yeah, but I don't know.
All right. We got the clip of Brewer.
I hope he is.
This is from Fallon?
It's audio, so it may be. I haven't heard it either, but it may be from Brewer's radio show. I don't
let's
know.
just try it out.
Is this today?
No, this whole Eddie Murphy thing just popped up. So this is an old clip.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's an extremely old news story, but it's relevant because what's his name?
He was the
Norm Macdonald
only
brought it
major
up.
cast member that didn't go to the 25th anniversary thing. Like, he held this grudge forever.
Right. And I'm learning for the first time it was about David Spade. I had no idea.
What year was the David Spade thing, though? Because it was the 2015?
Like mid-90s.
Yeah.
Oh, that was like 5 years before that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so.
All right, let's play this.
David Spade used to watch, oh my gosh, from Hollywood Minute. I think kind of really blew him up. I mean, that was the thing, doing Hollywood Minute. And there's a great story about Hollywood Minute and Eddie Murphy that I can't even tell because I wasn't there. But I don't know who you can get to tell that story. But if someone tells it, you got to hear the story about David Spade and Eddie Murphy, man. Because it's real. It really happened. And it's crazy, man.
Good job.
Jim Brewer.
And David's up there, and there's a picture of Eddie Murphy, and he goes, hey, look, a falling star. And the place booed. Ooh. Like, even though Eddie Murphy's gone, he's sacred to the SNL crowd. Well, the funniest thing ever, talking about like a bunch of kids in high school, the following week, Spade's in the room, and he's hanging out in the writer's room, and we're all talking, and all of a sudden, one of the producers goes, David, are you going to call Eddie back? Because he just hung up and said if you don't call him back, he's going to come up here and he's going to kick your ass. And we're like, oh my God, this is true. This is true. Tracy Moore's like, oh man, Eddie Murphy got to come up here. He's going to slap you around. It's going to be hilarious. Hilarious. David Spade going to slap around by Eddie Murphy. Oh shit, I got to call my friend. We got, Jim. Go get Colin Quinn. We got videotaped it. Who got a camera? Who got a camera? So me, Colin Quinn, we're all howling. And we're like, Dave, is this really true? And Dave, I felt bad for Dave because it was. He's like, oh man, this is not good. He's really pissed. So he's like, all right, I'll call him. He goes, don't listen to you guys. So he goes in his back office, and of course, all of us have our ears right against the wall. There's no way. There was no cell phones really back then, so he couldn't hide anywhere. And all I remember is poor David Spade's on the phone. He's going, yeah, no, I know, Eddie. Listen, Ed, no, of course, I know you reinvented Saturday Night Live. I know I would have no career if it weren't for you bringing back this. No, I know. And the whole time, Colin Quinn's like, oh my God, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. He's getting bitched out by Eddie Murphy. Can I get any funnier? No, this is hilarious, man. David Spade. And there was like 8 of us. The crowd kept getting bigger and bigger listening to David Spade. And David's going, no, I know it's me who's on the set with the final say. And it came out of my, I apologize. No, I know you're a much bigger star. Of course. Yeah, no, I know. You make $10 million. Trust me. I know. And all we could do is just imagine Eddie Murphy on the other line saying what he had to say, because basically David repeated everything. And when it was all said and done, I guess they made amends. But David Spade was fun, man. He was a lot of fun on that show.
Oh, wow. Good for Brewer. Fallon couldn't tell the story, huh?
I guess because Fallon wasn't there,
so maybe he'd only heard the story and wasn't there.
Yes, he should have told the story because he felt like he really knew what happened.
Brewer was like, I was there. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
That's some great inside stuff.
Really interesting.
I want to get Brewer on the phone now to talk more about it.
Well, Colin's in today, and he was there.
Oh, yeah, let's call.
Yeah.
What a weird start to the show. It all started with Norm Macdonald and that reference to the David Spade joke.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any of this until right now.
I think a lot of people are probably finding out for the first time.
Well, Jimmy sort of knew.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I might have heard Jim tell the story. I don't remember where I knew that from.
Right. And I don't think Eddie Murphy's star was ever falling.
Again, it might have just been a bad movie
He
or
had
two.
a string of like really bad, underperforming movies.
Like he's like,
and then what brought him back?
He's like an icon now. So it was Shrek brought him into like icon status, but he was like super famous.
Right. Well, I know that, Sam Roberts.
Then he dipped down to like.
When did he dip? That's what I'm. That's all I need to know right now.
A couple of those movies in the mid-90s that weren't as talked about. Like he would do a movie, and you're like, oh, Eddie Murphy did another movie. Like you wouldn't even know he did it.
I guess
he had a movie called Pluto Nash that was one of the worst movies of all time.
See, what's the last good Eddie Murphy movie you can think of?
Bowfinger.
I didn't see Bowfinger.
Well, you forget because Shrek brought him back strong.
And he also did. Was he in Aladdin or no? He wasn't in Aladdin.
No.
Okay.
So
He
you
did a
had
bunch of he did other stuff.
Vampire in Brooklyn, Beverly Hills Cop 3, The Distinguished Gentleman. There was just a lot of films in there. And some of them may have been really good, but I don't think I saw any of them.
And then
Holy Man.
It was like he dipped.
I see the dip. Beverly Hills Cop 2, all right. Then Coming to America,
Another 48 Hours.
Harlem Nights was all right, obviously. Another 48 Hours was probably the start, I would say. Then you got Boomerang, The Distinguished Gentleman, Beverly Hills Cop 3, Vampire in Brooklyn, and then The Nutty Professor brought him back.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Wait,
this,
so
this
90...
was 92 to 95, and that would have been exactly when David Spade was doing his thing.
3 lousy years out of probably close to 40 years in
when
the
you're
business.
a massive box office success,
Yeah.
it's amplified.
That guy made a pretty penny.
Yeah, he did.
That's a good way to explain it.
Thank you, guys.
And then he
Glad you
came
brought
back
that up.
really strong for a while. And then are we in another dip?
No, because now he's like icon status where he can take time off if he wants. It doesn't matter. Like
Beverly Hills Cop 4 he's doing?
That's what it says.
Oh, my God.
He must just want to do it.
He's in a dip right now, though.
He's in can do no wrong territory now. Like he's like Jack Nicholson. Like he's good.
Here's Johnny.
Norbit.
Brought your impression.
Right,
hat today.
Norbit.
I think Norbit was the last, because then he went Shrek the Third, Shrek the Halls, Meet Dave, imagine that. Oh boy,
Dreamgirls was big for him.
Tower Heist was supposed to be a big, movie for Eddie Murphy, and it fell a little short. So yeah, but he's an icon and he's an amazing fucking, star.
Yeah, he also takes himself.
It's going to happen.
seriously.
You think?
Yeah, I have an inkling.
Why do you say that?
I don't know, just because he holds grudges over little.
You think that was a little thing? I think it was a little thing.
I don't blame him. I'm not saying that.
I don't blame him for being upset, but I mean to hold a grudge for
15 years,
decades.
I might have. You know what I mean? Because again, for what? Like what? He had no real reason to go on the show. He's like, why would I go on the show? There's no respect for me after I did it.
Yeah, but then like they
don't forget he didn't make that story.
Yeah,
he
but
just
David
called David
apologized.
Spade. He just called David Spade and was like, fuck you. He didn't tell the story publicly.
David apologized, and then they took his segment off the air and made him look like a complete asshole. So it's like once that's done, it's like okay.
Well, that's how you kill the character, though. You have to make that guy look like a complete asshole. But I think people are looking at it like that's David Spade. They're making him look like a complete asshole.
Exactly, because the character was David Spade.
That wasn't planned, though. Steve Martin broke in and just started talking.
But I wish Chip wouldn't have broken in.
Word. But you know what? Eddie may have had a grudge against Lauren. Maybe he wasn't mad at David anymore.
True.
Maybe he accepted the apology, and then David may have said to him, "Look, man, it's like I didn't even write the joke."
Yeah, because I mean, he is considered the reason SNL is still around.
And Lauren is so close to everything and that hits that stage.
Well,
so
yeah, like I said, Lauren approved the joke.
So in the end, Eddie Murphy probably did go right to the top and go, look. In the end, Lauren Michaels said, "Yeah, this is okay to take a shot at Eddie Murphy."
Yeah, and he may have said that's why he didn't go back to the show.
What a great little story, though. Wow.
Drama.
Eddie
also,
Murphy was nominated for an Academy Award for Dreamgirls,
yeah.
and
Dreamgirls
Norbit
was
destroyed
big.
everything.
Was that Norbit after Dreamgirls?
I guess. I think people enjoyed Norbit, though.
What was the name of it? I'm sorry. What was it about?
I don't remember.
About this guy named Norbit.
Oh, God.
Norbit was not a good move.
Was that one of the ones where he played everyone?
Yeah, he was trying to bring back the Nutty Professor thing, and it was a joke. Like it was not good.
Eddie Murphy both.
Well, yeah, he played a
When
lot.
Ann would do that, Eddie Murphy and Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy as Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, he was. That was not a big film, I don't believe.
Yeah, but I mean, he's one of those guys. He films a lot of stuff, and he's going to have some dips.
Yeah. That might have hurt after Dreamgirls, though. Like, after Dreamgirls was such a serious... I always wanted to see Murphy play, like, a murderer or somebody, because he's a good actor,
heavy,
man.
right?
Yeah, like a real prick or a fucking rapist, or just somebody that you'd never expect him to play.
I love when guys do that, and they pop up in a role where you never expect it. Absolutely, yeah.
I remember reading he was very upset that he did not win the Academy Award for Dreamgirls.
Who beat him?
I don't remember, but that's the year Jennifer Hudson won for Dreamgirls. And said, like, Eddie Murphy, this was supposed to be like his comeback, and it's a dramatic role, and he gets to sing as well, and all this stuff, and then it was...
Well, he still got an Oscar nomination. What the fuck's he want?
What was Dreamgirls? Like some kind of movie musical? One of those dumb...
I never saw it, yeah.
I hate movie musicals.
I love a musical.
No, you don't.
Absolutely.
No one loves a musical.
I hate musicals.
I like Les Mis, the movie.
Oh,
I
shut
like
up.
Dreamgirls.
Did not like
Les
it.
Mis stunk.
No, it did not.
Yes, it did. The ship is going... Really?
Look down.
90.
I like that song.
It's a great song.
I do like that one.
90% of the people that go to a musical, they look to see how many songs are left.
I'm in the 10.
Yes.
Everyone does that. They get that playbook or the play, whatever, bill, the playbill, and go, fuck, there's 7 more fucking songs. And then you're
intermission.
And then you're kind of happy when they start talking, and then you realize, oh, they're only going to talk a minute to set up the next fucking number.
He lost to Alan Arkin.
Really?
Yeah.
Little Miss Sunshine?
Yep.
That was a good movie.
That was good.
What's going on?
Dreamgirls was good, too.
What's going on with Vanilla Ice? This is a no big deal story. You know that, right? He was filming his TV show.
Yeah.
He's not really a robber.
Well, he was trying to get himself a little pool heater. That's no problem, though.
But he was filming. Did he film him going into these houses?
Well, the house, it was an abandoned house, so he was thought, I think, that he was like, oh, if it's an abandoned house, it's up for grabs.
Right.
And then the guy was like, I abandoned it. It's still my house. You can't have my pool heater.
I understand. But when I saw the headline, Vanilla Ice arrested for burglary, I'm like, there's obviously a misunderstanding here.
Why?
We've had the guy in a couple times. He's doing very well for himself. He's cool as shit, by the way.
He doesn't need to do that.
Why are you laughing? You got to see past some of these headlines, Sam. You're going to have your own show soon.
Sam believes what the news tells him.
You got to see past this shit. You know Vanilla Ice. You really believe that he turned into a burglar out of nowhere?
I don't think he turned into a burglar. I think he saw an opportunity to get some pool heaters and was like, yeah, I could use that.
I think
That's my opinion.
I think it's a big misunderstanding.
As much as you have to see past the headlines, sometimes you also see past the people that are in studio talking about how rich they are when they're stealing pool heaters.
That's what I mean. That's why it's a big misunderstanding. He's thinking the house is abandoned. There's a couple things laying around. This guy ain't coming back for his shit. I might as well take it.
I wouldn't mind a nice little pool heater for myself.
That seems pretty logical to me.
He's just holding it for safekeeping.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I had room in my house. I wanted to renovate this one for House Baby or whatever the show is called.
I would agree with you if the house wasn't abandoned. Mr. Ice was thinking, this guy's never coming back for his shit. I might as well take it.
Right.
I'm going to be his lawyer, I think. I get this one. Vanilla Ice was arrested for burglary in Florida on Wednesday. Ice, whose real name is Robert Van Winkle, was taken into custody for a burglary that happened adjacent to where he was renovating a home for the Vanilla Ice Project reality show. He's doing well. He's got his own reality show still.
That's the mark of success.
Well, he wasn't thinking he was getting away with something. It was the house right next door.
Right.
The house next door.
I know.
I love Vanilla Ice, and I think he's very successful in the fact that he's still in show business is a good thing. But this is like, let's look at the whole picture and realize that this is the same guy. He is ding ding guy. He's like, well, no, because mine's a little different because it goes ding ding.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yep. That's also that makes
he
sense.
figured out a workaround.
Okay.
Can we get Mr. Ice on the phone today?
We could work on it.
I feel like we're friends.
It's a good song.
Might have to steal someone's phone, but we can work on it.
Did Roland at least try to get him on the phone, knowing that
yet.
this is a big story today? The burglary happened sometime between December 2014 and February 20. This guy doesn't even know when Vanilla Ice took his shit because he doesn't go there anymore.
He did abandon the house.
According to a press release from the blah, 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 he was booked yet, blah, 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 charged with burglary and grand theft. Damn. Numerous items, including furniture, a pool heater, bicycles, and other possessions were removed from the residence during the burglary. Oh, boy.
Let me get these chairs, too.
During the investigation, authorities obtained a search warrant and found several of the stolen items at Van Winkle's residence, leading the police to determine that the rapper played a role in the crime, the press release states. And that's the other thing. He probably told someone else to go get the shit.
What difference does it make? Just because he didn't physically do it, he told somebody to do it?
Because he was aware there might be a misunderstanding, so he wanted to keep his hands clean.
Wow, he obviously thought of everything.
Of course, he's a smart man, Mr. Ice.
Like, did anybody check Vanilla Ice's house?
Yeah. Van Winkle is currently with investigators trying to locate all the items that were taken. So he's now figuring if I just give them all back, I'll be good.
It's all good. I didn't think anybody wanted it. If you want it, you can have it.
Van Winkle left the jail Wednesday, where he told reporters that the situation is, I swear I did not read this article ahead of time. Mr. Ice is...
You better not say it's too legit to quit, because that's not his song.
He's in agreement with me. He says the whole situation is a misunderstanding. Yep. There you go, Sam Roberts.
Well,
there you go.
Color me silly.
It's sad that good news doesn't travel this fast, he said. It's just out of proportion, and I wish you guys would focus on all the good things I've done. There you go.
Right.
His body of work.
Which includes Ice Ice Baby and the metal version of Ice Ice Baby.
Well, he also did, I think, play that funky music.
And let's not forget Ninja Rap.
And yep, he did Ninja Rap. That's true.
This, though, this whole thing, this is more like something the Foot Clan would do, not the Ninja Turtles.
I don't know who the Foot Clan is. Am I supposed to know?
Yes, they hate feet living in their neighborhood.
Yes.
Burn little shoals.
The Chargers
didn't deserve a follow-up.
No, it didn't, and especially one of Shoals. I was going to say shoes, and then I thought Dr. Scholl's.
Right, and you got excited?
Yes, I did.
I think
tripped.
I think Mr. Ice is going to return everything, and then this whole thing will be dropped as a big misunderstanding.
It's all good.
It's all good. That's what I think.
Only problem is he's going to have a very cold swimming pool.
True. He's going to have to find another heater.
Yeah, and I don't know where he's going to sit.
Kind of dumb on his part that the house is right next to him like that, but...
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Kind of dumb. Because I know he doesn't need the money. He's doing well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he told you, so...
Well, and he dresses the part like he's doing very well, too.
Right, every time he...
Let's say hi to John and Charlotte. John.
Would it be fitting, guys, if Vanilla Ice ended up in jail with his buddy Suge Knight?
Oh,
can you imagine?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Can you imagine? You think he's still avoiding Suge Knight?
Oh, yeah. I don't think a guy who looks and acts like Suge Knight hangs you by your ankles outside a hotel balcony and you're ever cool with him.
No.
Yeah, they probably don't have a very good working relationship.
I don't think so, but he did. They are partners. He signed over some of the rights to his songs, so...
I think he could have got that reversed in court.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want Vanilla Ice on the show today.
Yeah?
Yes, badly.
Just to say, like, hey.
I don't know if we exchanged numbers. I gotta look at my phone.
That'd be great.
That would rule if I did. Honestly, I don't think I did on that one. All right, so I think Vanilla Ice will be all right in the end.
Question number 1. What temperature is your pool at right now?
Well, I think it's starting to warm up in Florida, right?
Yeah, I hope so. He does not have a pool heater anymore.
The one story that's hitting that I did not do any research on is the Amy Schumer thing. What's going on with Amy Schumer? She's going after trolls or a critic?
A critic who had said something about how she was too chubby to be like the lead, a romantic lead in a film. So she tweeted, I know she sent out a picture that she had taken at the cellar, a very, really sexy shot she had done on stage at the cellar in like her panties.
Oh my God, look at that.
Yeah, it's a great shot of Amy. But she's like a size 6 or whatever. She wrote back, I'm a size 6 and have no plans on changing. This is it. Stay on or get off. Kisses.
Good for Amy Schumer.
But the guy is saying that she can't play a romantic lead or whatever is kind of being a dick too.
Yeah, he said that this is Judd Apatow's thing, that he cast Melissa McCarthy and then Lena Dunham for girls and then now Amy Schumer, that he's like he's bringing these, and he said
maybe it's his thing because he's just trying to find funny women and he doesn't give a fuck what they look like. And I say that when we all know Amy Schumer's hot as shit.
Yeah, every person associated with this show on some level wants to bang Amy
Wants
Schumer.
to bang Amy Schumer, but besides that, I respect Judd Apatow because he is picking women that no one else would pick because they don't fit the mold of what Hollywood's looking for.
See, the problem is how they take these classically beautiful women, and then some of them are very funny, but a lot of them you're like, this stinks.
Yes.
They don't go for the funniest or the best, and Judd is just trying to get like the funniest or the best for whatever role it is. So.
What's wrong with putting Melissa McCarthy in a movie?
She's hilarious.
She's unbelievable. She's had a couple, bombs in there, but she'll figure it all out.
In Bridesmaids, she was incredible.
Amazing.
Yes.
And then some of those other movies that she were in, she was still very funny. The movie itself, maybe not as great as they could have been. I'm not even going to mention the movies, but people know. But she was funny.
I like Lena Dunham too.
Of course.
I don't know one thing she's done. Like I've never watched Girls.
You gotta watch Girls. Yeah.
Okay.
I like Girls.
She's amazing, and she's kind of, and she doesn't. She's not beautiful or anything.
No.
So what is this guy's problem?
He writes, she's obviously, this is about Amy, this is this guy. She's obviously sharp and clever and funny as far as the woe is me, self-deprecating thing goes.
Right.
But there's no way she'd be an object of heated romantic interest in the real world.
Oh, this guy is, that's a stretch. What is he talking about? First of all,
it's not true.
Incorrect.
First of all, you can't put her in the same category as Melissa McCarthy and Lena Dunham, sorry, as far as looks go. Comedically, absolutely. Amy's right there with them.
The guy's just being, is he a USA Today writer?
Yes.
Yeah, he's just being a cunt. He's just being a cunt.
He's a twat.
But he kind of backtracked and apologized or whatever, was close to an apology. He did backtrack, though. He got a lot of shit for it.
Schumer released the following retort. Go ahead, read that, Sammy.
She said, "I didn't read the thing. I think this is probably a good thing. I like that he was the only one that said anything. It was such an example of sort of the reason for trolling. It seems like a rewarding experience for people who do that stuff. From the bottom of my heart, I could not care less."
Yeah, Amy's hilarious and she's hot. What is this guy talking about?
It's clickbait. He's trying to get, journalists get paid per click, and so he's trying to stir up some controversy, and he's an asshole.
And Trainwreck, the trailer's great. Is she going to be, is it a rom-com sort of as well?
It is, but it's her style. It's not a romantic comedy in the sense like a Jennifer Aniston movie. The dialogue is, the lines are harsher. It's
got a nice
Amy.
edge to it.
Yeah, Amy co-wrote it.
And there's a million of our pals in Trainwreck.
Yeah. It's like,
maybe one in studio.
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
Let's hope. Yeah,
you're hoping.
Not looking good.
Why?
Well,
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I know what you did, and there is a scene that relates to that.
I know.
In the trailer.
I know.
You just think that they might have.
Not sure. I'm not sure. I have reason to believe otherwise.
I just assume if you film something for a movie, you're in it.
No. I will say this. I did see the scene.
Yes.
I saw the scene.
That you filmed.
And I was very happy with it. Normally, I'll watch something I do, and I'm pretty honest about whether I liked it or not.
Yeah.
I saw this, and I was like, I'm really happy with that.
Right.
I think that came out really good.
I'm just happy John Cena's in it.
Yes, he is.
And Judd Apatow also used his wife, who's hot as shit. So what is this guy talking about?
Yeah, Judd Apatow is amazing, and Amy's amazing, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to
Apatow's
reward
amazing.
Creative people.
He's amazing because he doesn't give a fuck what you look like in the end.
No, it's about it's about getting out what it's supposed to be creatively.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We're all trying to make Amy feel better. Amy, he's made a lot of unattractive people. we're not helping at all.
No,
what's this guy?
Who cares what she looks?
Exactly.
I get it, but it doesn't matter.
What's this guy's name?
This
one bothers me.
Well, he's just being a jerk off. That's all. He's just being, But he's hey, look. He's got the right to his opinion. I just don't think it's.
It's a dumb
accurate.
opinion. Yeah, you're right about that. But
it says it's his name's Jeffrey Wells, and he writes for Hollywood Elsewhere.
Yeah, he wrote, director Judd Apatow is once again introducing a chubby, like you said, whip-smart, not conventionally attractive, bothered female comic to a mass audience. First, Melissa McCarthy in Bridesmaids, then Lena Dunham in HBO Girls, and now Amy Schumer. That's a major drop-off as far as ugly goes.
I would bang Lena Dunham, too, so.
Would you really?
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Her sense of humor.
I mean, I don't think she's ugly. I don't think she's ugly, and I think she's super funny and talented.
I would bang Melissa McCarthy over Lena Dunham.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
You wouldn't, Jim?
No. You just know the face is blown out because she's a little heavy. If you deflate the balloon a little bit, I think she's actually pretty cute in the face.
Yeah, I like Lena Dunham.
Really?
I take body over face.
Body
Anytime.
over face?
Anytime.
But Lena's body's a disaster.
I don't care if they're wearing a Nixon mask. If they have a nice body, I'll fuck them.
But to put Amy Schumer as the third person in that's just poor writing. I don't know what the fuck this guy's reaching. Let me say hi to our pal down there in North Carolina, Chuck. Hi, Chuck. Chuck.
Yeah, man, what's going on?
Yeah, your phone, I don't know if we could take your call today. Your phone sucks.
Is that any better?
Yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, I just got home from the damn ball game. I'm tired, but I heard y'all talking about crap.
Wait, what ball game?
I went to Duke and Carolina last night.
Oh, you did?
Basketball game.
Yeah.
Fucking Carolina gave that shit away. Damn, that pissed me off so bad. I speeded all the way home.
Well, don't let it eat at you.
What do you got? Because we got a break to get to.
Yeah, that girl comedian y'all talking about, I'd never seen her before except on her stand-up in that red dress. I thought she looked good, and I remember Anthony talking about a party she had or something where she was in a bikini.
Yeah.
So I Googled her this morning. Goddamn, she's hot as hell. That guy must be a fag that's talking about her.
Whoa, Chuck.
I mean, it is something to consider, but that's a little harsh.
I don't know many people.
Hey, Google his name and look at his. Ain't he bleached blonde, dick sucker looking guy?
I don't even know what he looks like.
Never seen it.
We might have to do that, but there's not many people alive that wouldn't say Amy Schumer's hot. Hot and hilarious.
I looked at that picture y'all was talking about in panties on stage, and then she's got a couple of pictures in there where she's in real sexy dresses and stuff. Goddamn, she's hot as hell.
Is that the guy?
This is the guy. This is the Casanova that's judging who's hot.
It looks like Tom Likas.
You can't tell me he won't hold one in his jaw till the swelling goes down.
Oh my God, he's doing that thing with his
looking over the glasses.
Looking over his sunglasses. Look at this guy.
He is a disaster.
What is this guy talking
He's got cool hair.
You like it, Chip?
Fuck yeah.
that is Chip's hair.
He has hair like Herb Tarlick, this guy.
Bill Jimmy that I got a couple of feels last night during the ball game, man. All them little college girls. Goddamn, you can stick your hand out and rub asses all the way in, all the way out.
You were grabbing asses on the way in and out of the game?
I wasn't grabbing them. I just get a little brag. Y'all guess you've never been to Duke's basketball gym. It's a little bitty place, man.
Right.
And that damn, they're packed in there, and everybody. It's like a nightclub. It's really crowded. It's packed. Man, you can rub up on asses and get an elbow on tits. You can do a little bit of everything in there.
You're getting some things done. You creep.
Well, I had a good time. I snuck me in about a half a pound of wild turkey. I had a good time.
I want to talk about this guy a little more. His thing is to look over his glasses. He's a disaster. What is he talking about?
Like one of those, like a brimmed hat. What a douche.
He doesn't exactly exude sexuality.
No.
He shouldn't be talking about anyone's looks. If you look like that, I think you should avoid the topic.
Yeah, completely.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
What, but because he's a male, I guess, it doesn't matter what he looks like?
Well, the best thing that's happening to him, he's getting his name out there for saying something stupid. That's why he did it.
It's going to backfire on him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, he has horrendous hair. Horrendous.
Is that a wig or is it real?
I can't tell, man. Look at that.
It looks
real.
Okay. But I mean, it's horrible hair, and this is coming from me.
He's got that like 50s fucking hairdo.
Like he's trying it.
Yeah, he's trying to do a little 50s retro thing, I think. I don't know.
And then every time you think about Amy telling that story about the taxi ride.
Kenny. Right.
God damn, she does something for me big time.
We got that exclusive on our show, man.
That Chuck has a thing for Amy Schumer?
No, the fact that Amy got fingered in maybe she doesn't want people knowing that anymore now that she's a big star.
Well,
it's out there.
It's out there, but she told a wonderful story on our show a few years ago.
It was in the best of archive.
Oh my God, that was one of the hottest stories ever.
She's good looking. She's got a beautiful smile.
Right.
She's funny as hell. Her TV show is really funny.
Yeah.
Somebody's smitten.
She's on fire, and she's very good looking.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
she's
good looking,
probably got-
popular.
And she's not a, she's not a 2, maybe she's not a size 2, but who gives a fuck?
She's probably got some money, too. I like a girl that's got a little meat on her bones. Goddamn,
We're not talking. We're not
More
saying.
cushion for the pushing is what I always say.
We're not saying Amy Schumer has a little meat on her bones.
Well, I think she said a size 6, which is that's good.
That's
it's
a good, healthy size.
Very spankable hiney.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice hips.
Fuck the bitch that's real bony, got that bone pussy, wake up in the morning, you sick, so sore you can't hardly move. I like the girl's got some meat on.
I'm now with Chuck. I hate a bony pussy.
Yeah, I don't like
when it's all bony
thin.
down there because they got a little too thin. Yeah, that shit.
Yeah, them bony girls, they ain't got no meat to keep their pussy like fucking a mayonnaise jar, man. It's good at first. So when the mayonnaise spreads out, you ain't got nothing.
You're truly from the South because I don't even know what it would be like to fuck a mayonnaise jar, Chuck.
No.
Well, just picture this.
Yeah.
Put your finger in something and it feels good, and after you put it in there 2 or 3 times, it spreads out and ain't nothing there. Plus, them little bitty girls, they dry up, and them bony ones, they think they're better than everybody. I like Amy Schumer.
I just think it's a funny. The people from the South pick out the funniest, comparisons and examples.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like fucking a jar of pickled pig's feet that's been emptied.
All right, Chuck.
What was Sam talking about yesterday?
Probably dick.
Because he wasn't growing?
Yeah, no. When I was a kid, I was on human growth hormone.
Yeah, he did a little HGH. His mommy felt like he wasn't growing fast enough.
It wasn't my mom. It was the doctors. It
was your
wasn't just
mommy.
my mommy.
It was mommy. Mommy decided you weren't growing fast enough. I was in that category, but mommy left me alone, and I finally caught up.
Bro,
Mommy realized a dud tumbled out of her womb.
I think that's probably accurate. I was like 4'10" in freshman year of high school.
Sam's had some issues. He's got them talking about Thomas and Jefferson. And his dick had to be worked on, and he can't grow. And then I Googled his picture. Goddamn, I see why they make fun of his hair. Goddamn, that's just off the hood.
Sam's got the hair thing going on.
How dare you?
But what a weird start to your life, though. You weren't growing fast enough, and you had no pee hole.
I had a pee hole. It was just covered up.
Well, that means you didn't really have a pee hole.
There was a extra pee hole, and it was covering my pee hole.
And your urine was building up inside you instead of being sprayed in a toilet somewhere.
It didn't just build up. There was a small pee hole. It was just too small, so it would build up and then get excreted.
Well, that's all right.
That's all right.
They say he's got a good job, and they say his wife's good looking. He'll seems pretty good on the radio. He's all right.
Yeah,
You're all right with me, Chuck.
All right,
Listen,
Chuck.
Guys, I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
All right. Sorry for the loss last night.
North Carolina, them motherfuckers, they're soft.
There you go.
People get rough. They'll knock you down and fucking play. North Carolina wants to be fair and hold hands. God damn, they piss me off. But
All right.
y'all have a good day, man. I'll see you.
Thank you, Chuck. Chuck, stick it up for Amy Schumer as we look at more of these pictures of this guy. What a jerk. The jerk of all jerks.
He's the jerk of all jerks.
Right. Colin Quinn.
Hi, guys.
This is going to be very awkward because we're about to go to commercial.
Jesus.
And then I was going to give you the big intro and,
What a good tease, though, for the radio audience.
That's right.
Stick around, guys.
He's pacing. He's ready to go.
Yeah, there's a panther in the cage.
Can I sit in this chair?
Wherever you want to sit, wherever you feel comfortable, sir. We're going to talk to Colin Quinn next. Plugs?
Just Colin's Cop Show, and I get the Borgata July 10th.
Yeah, that's right, man. I just fucked that whole thing up. But JimNorton.com for his dates, but he's playing the Borgata very soon. Tickets on sale now.
Yes.
I just got a little excited for somebody in studio. Are we talking about little Jimmy Norton?
Oh, I wouldn't call myself a guest star.
The Today Show would.
You bet they would. That girl was very cute, by the way. The French girl.
Yes, she was. Yeah, I guess she's just kind of doing an interview. She's on set for the day, I believe, is how they're playing it, and she's asking Colin Quinn all sorts of questions because I'm assuming Colin is a big TV star for this show, and she wants to get an interview for some kind of French magazine or French paper.
It's funny when he's walking through trying to talk to the crew. They're all waiting for him,
right?
And he's just a fucking a no charisma idiot. Hey, enjoy that bagel, buddy boy.
Right.
Oh, shut up! Really funny.
Yeah, I like it a lot. So good for Colin. Colin should have been ranked a little higher on the list. 136 out of 141 on the Rolling Stones SNL cast list.
Yeah, Rolling Stone's never going to give him any love, though.
Right.
It's not surprising.
And then Norm Macdonald, 135, gave him a little more of a reaction. Did you play that on the pre-show again, Sammy?
I didn't play the reaction because it was 2 days ago, I think.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I wrote Colin. I said that made me laugh all fucking day that we reacted very differently to Norm's spot on the list than Colin's.
Yeah, we talked about it today.
We gave Colin some love, but it seemed like we gave Norm Macdonald a lot more love.
Well, with Colin, it was like, oh, that sucks. You shouldn't be there. And with Norm, it was.
Good morning, The Doors, Soul Kitchen. Jimmy just ran to the bathroom. What the hell, man?
He got super nervous.
He didn't get super nervous, you son of a bitch.
He got very, very nervous about the show and had to make a piddle.
Really? We have Colin Quinn coming in today, so
that's why he was nervous.
I told Travis and Jimmy that the first episode of Cop Show is up. Did you see it yet?
No, I haven't gotten a chance to see it. I mean, I saw the very end as I came in just now, but that's all I've seen.
Yeah, so we decided to, take a look. I saw it last night, and I watched it again with Jim Norton and Travis. And man, he's got a great little web series on his hands. I shouldn't call it a great little web series. I don't mean
condescending.
I know I don't mean to belittle it. Certainly.
No, I know it's funny. It's funny. You watch a 10-minute show because the web is just a different thing, and it's like it just feels right. It works.
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
Yeah.
Very, very funny, and well done, professionally done. You could see that on regular TV. That's what's so weird about these projects going everywhere now.
Yeah, and it's really weird. It's almost like you don't have the pressure from a network. Well, we don't know if we want to go in that direction. They just kind of let Colin do what he wants on this. And, it's very funny because he likes, his thing is to just kind of deconstruct things.
Right. How do you explain Cop Show? I guess it's a look at making a cop show.
Yeah,
is the best way to put it. And Colin explaining the process.
Yeah, and he's like, there's like a woman who's doing some sort of she's questioning him, a French woman.
Yeah.
Who I guess is supposed to be doing a documentary on him or just getting information on him. And he said, you've idolized this guy, or he probably was very good to Eddie, but
right.
Maybe if you have a personal relationship, it's different, but,
Yeah.
It's rape.
Where are the tweets? Could you go to the tweets about Eddie Murphy? I know there's a million.
Yeah,
trust me, I know that. But let's just go down to when Eddie Murphy arrives. Let's see. It's a little further down. Did you read these last night too, Sammy?
Of course, yeah.
Let's see. Keep going. It was about, it's the Chris Rock tweet, because he was hanging with Chris Rock. Keep going. Yeah, see, he had so many tweets, it might be hard to go through all this, but the last, that was a interesting thing, too. The last anniversary was the 25th for SNL. Eddie did not attend due to a remark by David Spade. I did not know this.
Yeah, he had a beef with SNL because of a joke that David Spade did when he did the Hollywood Minute or whatever the Hollywood thing was that he did on Weekend Update.
Which was a great character, but they decided to get rid of that character because it was pissing off too many people or something?
I don't know exactly why they got rid of the character, but I do know that it was, I don't know what the joke was, but I do know he made an Eddie Murphy joke.
I remember the joke.
You do?
It was something to the effect of, there was something about a falling star. And I don't remember what it was, but the punchline was basically a falling star, and they showed Eddie Murphy's picture.
No kidding.
Like he was plummeting. I don't remember the exact joke, but that was the context. That was kind of the push of the joke. And I heard Eddie called David Spade.
Yeah.
At least this is what I heard. I heard this years ago.
Yeah.
And he's like, you motherfucker, you wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for me.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? That show was not doing well.
Right.
He's just an asshole.
Yes, he is.
He's just a fucking fool. And every time he has a moment to make a real explanation, it's just nonsense.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
In the way of Ricky Gervais in The Office a little bit. You know what I mean? He brings you into that uncomfortable zone.
Yeah.
You start going, ugh. But it's very good. The first episode I enjoyed immensely. It's called The Dream, guest starring Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Jerry's got a big part in Colin Quinn's first episode of Cop Show. And you could go to El Studio Presents, and you can watch it right now. El Studio Presents, on YouTube, I should say.
Oh, that's a YouTube thing. Okay, nice.
Is that how he's getting
it's on
it out
YouTube,
there?
but is El Studio a YouTube? I
mean, it's
a
YouTube channel. It's not, YouTube has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
No.
So we're where does Colin want everyone to go?
I think YouTube is fine. If you just look up Cop Show on YouTube, it's there. This is an official channel and everything.
Right. So maybe that's how he's distributing it through YouTube.
I think there's a few ways to get it,
places.
Yeah.
Okay. So Colin's coming in about who knows? He'll walk in when he's ready.
Yeah, with his little roll or whatever he's dipping in his tea.
Yes.
Oh, it's creepy.
I love it.
He pours his tea on it.
I love it.
You can also, if it's easier, just go straight to lstudio.com.
Yeah, it's there.
lstudio.com. Okay. I think it's going to do very, very well.
Yeah, I do too.
I think Colin's got another hit on his hands.
He has some good guest stars.
Like who?
Just, I don't know.
It's like, this is lunacy. What's Norm doing that low?
I know, and then Colin calls us out on it. I mentioned Norm Macdonald because I don't know if anyone else was following Twitter last night and Norm Macdonald's feed.
Oh, yeah.
It became a huge thing, and it made all the papers, too. All of a sudden, I don't know. I'm trying to think around what time. It doesn't matter. But sometime in the evening, Norm Macdonald started tweeting about the SNL reunion. And step by step, behind the scenes stuff. It was a great read. And then he ends it with quite a week. And I'm thinking he's going to continue. He didn't continue. Why didn't he continue?
Aren't the rest of us? Wait, what did he say? Oh.
And he talked about Eddie Murphy, and that's what made all the papers today. Norm Macdonald had the idea of having Eddie Murphy play Bill Cosby.
Oh, was Bill Murray there or no?
Yeah, Bill Murray was there.
Yeah.
He sang the theme to Jaws.
Yeah, Cosby, and he said no to the Cosby bit.
Who?
Eddie.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what Norm Macdonald was tweeting about yesterday, explaining how it all went down. Saw Eddie Murphy, and then they went into his dressing room for at least an hour, and Eddie Murphy was laughing, thought it was a funny idea, but then in the end decided that he's not going to kick a man when he's down, and decided he wasn't going to play Bill Cosby in that skit. And then Norm Macdonald said something like, Eddie Murphy's the type of guy that just doesn't need laughs like the rest of us. So he passed on a huge laugh. He knew it would do very well, but he just didn't want to do it. So.
Yeah, and I guess I get that. You're